Hello. Happy Wednesday, family. This is Tracy Walker, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to our live Wednesday live stream that we do. This broadcast is hosted inside of our amazing Facebook group community, Recruit One Rep a Day. That is where we are based, but I am also broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you are watching from any of those other platforms or locations, welcome. I'm happy to have you. And tonight we're going to be talking about the best way to streamline your network marketing business, right? How to streamline your network marketing business the easy way, okay? The easy way. So I want you to stick around, and I want you to understand that I'm going to show you a very simple way on how you can get more eyeballs on your network marketing business, no matter what business you are in. And for some of you, it may take a little bit of brain twisting, right? You're going to have to understand conceptually why this works and what is happening psychologically with your buyers, okay, with the people that you would ultimately want to sign up with you and enroll with you in your team for your residual component of your business. So before we jump into all of that, again, welcome. My name is Tracy Walker. I am a baseball mom. Baseball season is getting ready to gear up. I am super excited for the spring. Who doesn't love spring baseball if you are a baseball mom, right? Also, I am a documented seven-figure earner inside of the network marketing industry, okay? I've made millions of dollars in network marketing. I've also made a lot of money in affiliate marketing, selling other people's products. And I've done a significant amount as well, selling my own digital products and services over the years. So I know a little something about business, whether it's selling your own products online, whether it's selling other people's products online as an affiliate, or whether it is building teams of people like in network marketing. I kind of have a little bit of an idea on how that works. I'm a master recruiter, and what that really means is that I have, figured out some key things on how to recruit hundreds of people into pretty much any and every opportunity I have ever associated myself with. There was one more recently where it wasn't over 100 people. It was about 78 or 79 people, but the cost to get into that particular deal, the main cost, was about $1,300, $1,300 or $1,400. So if you get 70 people to see the vision and get plugged in for $1,300, that's a big deal. Especially if you're recruiting people and you're getting, 200-300 people in at $500, right? Or $300 or $200. Okay. So I know a thing or two about recruiting, and that has what has helped me to make an income. And I also understand people, right? And recruiting is really about understanding people, what makes them buy, understanding their needs, their wants, and putting that in front of them in a way that makes it easy for them to get it. And last, but certainly not least, I am a business automation expert. I automate everything that I can. And the reason why automation is so important to me, and why I look to help people like you, where you may be looking for some sort of automation, is because automation is what allows us to live our lives while having a business, okay? We are not designed, especially in 2024, to be ball and chain to our computers working, or even to our phones. We should not be ball and chain to our phones walking around like a zombie, because you're trying to always work in your business. The goal is to, you might work in the business for a little bit, but there should be a point in time where you elevate yourself out of working in the business and start learning how to work on your business like a CEO, and looking at processes and looking at the way things are working or not, versus being the person to implement every little thing that needs to work, okay, or not. And automation provides the freedom to be able to make money online, pretty much on autopilot, which has always been my goal, right? And sharing with other people how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on into this on tonight, and I'm going to be sharing a model with you guys that has worked very, very well for me over the years. And then, different things happen in the marketplace. And you make changes, right? And then you turn around and you have to make more changes. All right. It's called life. It is called evolving. It is called growing. It is called stretching. All right. So let's get to it. Network marketing. We want to automate as much as we can inside of our process. Now, there are going to be people in the network marketing space who ultimately believe that, you can't automate things because they are used to doing it the way that they do it. And that way has worked well for them. And that's okay. But if you look across the network marketing spectrum, you will see that there are more people that are not necessarily doing as well as we would like. Okay. Now, that is not a knock on network marketing because that's life, right? We have something called the 80-20 rule. There are, 20% of the people in this country, probably even 9. I'm in the United States, maybe even 9, maybe even 10, I'm at 90-10. Even 10% of the people in this country, drive the wealth that's happening. Okay. The income, the small business owners, people that, pay taxes, that do this type of stuff, that bring revenue into the economy. These are the people that drive it. The other 90% of the people are just kind of like doing what everybody else tells them to do. Okay. So that's life. That's, if you have a son, or if you play professional sports, it's the same thing, right? Not everybody who is playing AAU basketball is going to get drafted. We know that. Not every child is going to go and play high school ball. They're not going to play D1, and they're not going to necessarily get to the NBA. Same thing. My son plays baseball. So not every child that plays little league is going to play high school. He's on a travel ball team too. That every kid don't play travel ball, right? And then everyone's not going to play high school. Everyone's not going to play D1 and or get drafted into the minor leagues. It's just the way of the world. Okay. So that's just when you understand that network marketing is no different than anything else. It's easy to wrap your mind around it and understand, like, okay, well, if I could help more of the people, what are some things that I could do to help them? And that's why I'm here. So you've got people that do things more of a manual, more traditional way, and it works for them. But the people that they are teaching that to at large, they don't duplicate that. And the reason, in my opinion, is because the traditional way of network marketing, it carries a lot of weight on your charisma. Okay. It carries a lot of weight on your personality. It carries a lot of weight on how well read you are, the quotes that you can speak, being able to, have the gift of gab, so to speak, being able to present the opportunity with examples and a way and an understanding of people, the really solid core people that have made money, real money in network marketing for 20, 30, 40 years on end were very special people. Very, very special people. And when very unique, special people go to teach average people, who they say, right? Like, it's to help an average person make an extra $300 to $500 a month, or an average person make an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Well, the average person doesn't usually come to the table with all that charisma. They don't come to the table with all that swag. They don't come to the table with all of this gift of gab and this chit chat and being able to sell ice to an Eskimo or water to a well, right? They don't come with that. And so when they teach a lot of the concepts of the core aspects of network marketing, they're teaching it, forgetting sometimes, I believe, that they are bringing all of that other stuff with them. So when they say just talk to more people, for them, it's easy to just randomly go out and talk to more people. For you, not so much. When they say, hey, you got to invite people. You got to get as many people to that presentation as possible. For them, not that difficult. For you, it's stressful. They say, hey, you got it. The person in front of the room is the person that makes the most money. So you got to learn how to present, right? So you try to mimic and imitate your leader or that person, and you struggle and you're nervous, and everybody's nervous the first or second time or third time. That no one evades that process. But if it creates this anxiety in you and your blood pressure goes high and you can't get over that hump, then that's a challenge. Oh, you got to follow up with everybody. You got to make these phone calls and follow up and follow up and follow up. Well, following up takes time. Following up means when you come home from work, first thing you got to do after you deal with the children, after you take care of your husband or your wife, after you cook, clean, whatever else, take care of the kids, you have got to get on that phone. You got to follow up with your prospects, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't have that much time in the evenings to do that, which is why I'm an automation expert, right? And then finally, the ability to enroll. Okay, we might call it closing or what have you, but to enroll. All right. And that's the whole goal. The name of the game is you want to enroll more people. But then when you enroll people, that's just the beginning. That is the beginning of the process, because now you've got to onboard them and you got to help them get started and whatever the preliminary things are they need to do to get acclimated to your business and your system and your training systems or whatever. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. Okay. And if you're doing it part-time, I look at what I do full-time, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how a part-time person could do it. I don't even know how a part-time person could make any significant amount of money, because I know what I'm doing as a full-time person. And that's why I stress and I tap dance on that automation part of the business. Okay. So the goal is to understand that you've got these 5 KPIs, right? And I just went over them with you. The first one is you got to prospect. Okay. Write that down. First, that you got to prospect. That is a process that you can automate. Okay. The second KPI. Oh, by the way, in case I am sharing this and you are not even sure on what I mean when I say KPI, I mean key performance indicator. Okay. Write that down. A key performance indicator. It is something that lets you know that, or it's a stat that lets you know how well you are doing in your business at that particular juncture of your business. Okay. It's a key performance. How well are you performing in the process? If you are only gauging how well your business is going purely on the number of signups, that is not necessarily a bad thing, but it could be something that can be optimized, because that is the final result, right? It's kind of like if you were, my son plays baseball, I said. So it's kind of like, do we want the team to get runs, right? At the end of the day, whoever has more runs between team 1 and team 2 wins the game. So is it important that we keep track of the number of runs? Absolutely. We're not going to discredit that runs are what we're after. But if runs were the only thing that ever mattered, then they would not be tracking your on-base percentage. If runs were the only thing that mattered, they would not be tracking errors when you're fielding. If runs were the only thing that mattered, they wouldn't be tracking your ERA and your pitching. If runs were all that mattered, you guys get what I'm saying? If that were it, they would not be tracking your batting average. So my point is that there are other key performance indicators that you should be aware of in your business, whereas enrollment is not the end all be all, just like runs are not the end all be all. And if you're not tracking anything else, you don't know if you're getting better, right? If my son had a 400 batting average last season, and then this season it increases to 486, then regardless of the number of runs he made or his team made, he's getting better. You guys get what I'm saying? You're getting better. And that's what success is. It's what you're doing daily. Are you getting better? Are you getting more effective? Are you becoming more efficient? So this is why you need these 5 KPIs. So now that I've explained that. 1, prospecting. You can automate that. The second thing is you're inviting. In other words, inviting people to take a look at the opportunity that you have, which would be your presentation or, coming to a meeting, or, not so much me coming to a meeting. I mean, Zoom meetings maybe, but I I need to see a video because I really don't have time to be sitting down trying to figure out exactly. I need to be at your meeting at 7 o'clock. I got things to do. Right? Like I don't know if I can make it exactly at 8. And if I miss it at 8, it's 8:20, and then I missed all the information, then I still don't have enough to make a decision. Right? I get it. And I also know that if things are important to people, they will make room for it. But I want you to understand that in today's day and age, network marketing, there's other players in the game. In other words, back in the 70s, in the 60s, network marketing was the only side hustle that really existed. You know, people went to work every day and then they did their network marketing if they were involved in a network marketing opportunity. And that was the only game in town, right? The only show in town. Well, now that's not the case. People can go choose to drive Uber or Lyft if they want to. People can do, drop shipping online if they want to. People are influencers on social media and getting brand deals. They can do that if they want to. Some people have their own products and services and ebooks that they've created and sell those if they want to. Some people actually have a talent and a trade where they might be a hairstylist or a barber or a plumber or this or that, and they can moonlight right on the side. They can do side jobs and things like that, right? That didn't necessarily exist before. So the attention span of the average person is not the same as it was before. Now, also, I am a single mother, okay? And so, therefore, I am doing all of the roles, right? Which means that I am working when my son is at school. I get up, I take him to school, I come back, I do my morning routine ritual, and then I do the work because I have to provide for me and my child, right? Then, when I'm done with that, I have to leave and go pick him up from school, right? Then I have to take him to baseball, or he has another practice of some sort, or whatever is going on. Today, we went to the grocery store, right? There's nobody doing that. I have to do that. So we go do that. Then we come home. Well, when we come home, I had to cook dinner, right? So I'm still the mother too. I had to cook dinner, prepare the dinner, make sure he eats. Okay. Then I have to sit down and structure what I'm doing in the evening, which is my live that I do on Wednesdays, right? So if I don't do all of this, then there's nothing coming into this house, which means I may not have the opportunity to get on your Zoom at 7 o'clock. Right? Like I just don't have time. And everybody has their own scenario that's taking place in their own home. I'm just giving you mine and why sometimes people might not show up. Sometimes people want to and they're interested, but it's not necessarily something that they can get to right now, which is why video is so important. Which is why video is so important. If the intent of the person is there, they intend to watch it, they have a desire to learn more about your opportunity, they may not be able to get on it live, but they can watch a video. So it's important. Okay. So you've got prospecting. I said second KPI is inviting. The third KPI is the presentation. Like I said, right? If you gauging how many people saw your presentation. Okay, how many people did you prospect? How many people did you then invite to then look at the presentation? Well, how many people saw the presentation? Okay, after that, how many people did you follow up with? Right? How many people did you follow up? And after that, how many people did you enroll? All right. So these are the 5 things, like to just focus on enrollment without understanding where you are in your efficiency of prospecting, inviting, presenting, and following up would kind of defeat the whole entire purpose of you developing as an entrepreneur, developing as a network marketer. And you want to develop and grow. You don't want to just do mindless activity and not get better. The point is to get better, Okay. So those are the 5 KPIs. And so automation of these 5 KPIs can actually help you to move more streamlined through your process. Okay. So what do I mean when I say automation? Well, prospecting. Let me give you the main way most people are used to, right? And an automated way. Okay. So the main way might be, hey, you are going to physically go out there and write a post today. You're going to physically go out there and write a Facebook post, do a YouTube short, do an Instagram reel. You're going to do a story. You're going to do something, right? You're going to physically do that something today. All right. And you're going to do that something every day, because what you're looking to do by sharing and posting that content is to get people to raise their hands and say, I'd like to know more, or yeah, I'm interested in that. So you are prospecting. In other words, you are fishing. Right? Prospecting is essentially fishing. You're looking for the people to at least make a move and say, oh, that sounds like something I'd want. But that also means that the message that you are speaking, the message that you are writing, the message that you are doing in your video, it must be a message that is matching what your prospect is thinking in their own head already. If you're talking about making money online, but the people you're in front of are ignorant to that and don't have a desire to do that, then you can speak make money online all you want. But those people, it's not connecting. And you will frustrate yourself trying to get somebody to do something against their own will. They don't want to do it, right? And you'll say things like, oh, these people are just dumb, right? These people, they don't care. These people just want to be broke their whole life. And we're not here to judge what people do or don't want to do. As a marketer, the emotion is out the window. As a marketer, I'm just looking for the people that's looking for me. And if I realize that this group of people, they aren't responsive, then I've got to go and I've got to find more people. So traditionally what happens is you would start off with your friends and family, right? Online, you can post content. And the goal is to extract people that say, okay, yeah, I'm open to that. That is what prospecting is. That's your fishing, okay? Automating that process could be something like creating your content. If you want to do content creation, creating the content for the week all on Sunday, and then scheduling the content to go out every day so that Monday through Saturday, you're not doing that prospecting. You created the content, you have it to time release throughout the week, and it posts on your behalf where you're not physically making the uploads and the post every single day. You're actually doing something else with your time. So you take the time at the early part of the week on a Sunday to create and schedule, and then you let the automation. So that's an example of how you can automate something. You don't have to do it every day. It needs to be done, but you don't have to do it every day. Does that make sense? Okay, you guys get what I'm saying? Okay, it's getting done, but you're not doing it every day. You took time, you scheduled it, and you did it within an hour or two, and you put it into an automation process. Okay. Second thing, inviting, for example. Inviting, you could be in the DMs, you could be on Messenger, you could be on a text message, you could be, and you're physically, DMing, and inviting people. Automation could be when you make a post and instead of saying DM me, you could have a tool, some automation where you could make sure that when the automation reads your post, such that when people comment with a certain word that you say, like, hey, comment love if you want to know more. When people comment love, your automation automatically kicks in and sends that DM on your behalf. Does the message go out? Yes. Are you doing it? No. That's a way that you can automate your inviting. Inviting meaning getting people to the DM and starting to have the conversation and getting them the link over to your what? 3, presentation. Now, do you need to, traditionally, you need to bring people Tuesday, Thursday, do the presentation, right? Or get on your Zoom even once a week, twice a week, and somebody is physically doing the presentation. Now, is there a problem with that? No, it just requires live engagement, which can be a good thing. But from an automated standpoint, what if the people that you're targeting have a hard time getting to your Zoom at 7 o'clock because they work, 10 to 7? If people work 10 to 7, okay, 11 to 8, well, then they're going to miss it every time. You can't say that they don't want to change their life because they can't make your Zoom, right? If you're going to sell something to someone, how about figuring out a better way to reach them? It's kind of like this. If you are a merchant and you are going to receive money, let's say you sell blue jeans, right? You sell jeans, you got a blue jean store at the mall. You got a blue jean store or a blue jean kiosk at the mall. And somebody wants to buy your blue jeans. Well, when they come to your kiosk and you say, okay, that's going to be $49.99, and then the person hands you a credit card or a debit card and you say, oh, I don't have a credit card machine. They say, well, you don't have like a stripe thing. You say, nope, I don't have a way to swipe a card. Well, do you have a little tap thing where I can tap on? Nope, I don't have a way to tap the card either. Okay, well, what other ways do you take money? Only take cash. Person says, well, I don't have any cash. Do you have Cash App? Nope, I don't have Cash App. Okay, well, do you have Zelle? Nope, I don't have Zelle. Okay, well, do you have PayPal? Nope, I don't have PayPal. Okay, well, I don't have any cash. So since I don't have any cash and I want to buy from you, but you don't have a way to take my money, I guess there's no sale for you. If you are the merchant, it makes good sense that you have multiple ways by which you can receive the money because that ensures you get paid. And it gives options to your buyer. So same thing in network marketing. All you got is the Tuesday presentation at 7 o'clock, and your people can't make it, and you don't have any other option. It's not fair to say that people don't get it or people are dumb and people they don't want to change their life and they just not serious. Maybe you just don't have enough ways to accept the tender. Maybe you're not automated enough. Maybe you're so dependent on that one way that any other thing you're missing it. Versus, what if you had a video of the presentation and people that can't make your live presentation, you actually put them into an autoresponder where they put themselves into an autoresponder via lead capture page and they can watch the video. Because now they're getting an email from you every day with the link back to that video, such that for 30 days, they get a different email from you. And each email has the link back to your video. So now if they don't make it on Tuesday, who cares? If they don't make it next Tuesday, who cares? Because a link has been going out to them or is going out to them every single day for 30 days. And the assumption at that point is if you never took the time to watch the presentation at that point, when the video is available to you on demand, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then maybe we can make an assessment about the quality of the desire of the person. But if you don't have multiple ways by which you can reach them, it's probably more of your fault than it is theirs. All right, so we've automated the presentation. Now, the follow-up part. The follow-up, because your video is going to tell them what to do. The video is going to have a link to say, here, click here and sign up underneath it, right? So boom, if they don't click there and enroll, then they're still in your email sequence where you're following up to them or following up with them, right? And now that different sequence, because the first sequence is pushing them back to the presentation video. But after they look at the presentation video, you can have another sequence that pushes them to the sign up button, right? And now all they got to do is hit the button and sign up, hit the button and sign up, hit the button and sign up. Now this is automated. It's going to them in your email autoresponder and you're not doing it. Now, if I am running a business, which I do, and I have these things set up in my business, which I do, I'm actually working less. I'm working less. And guess what? I can measure, I can track, and I can measure each of my KPIs, right? Because if I make a post and nobody comments love, then I know my post sucks. If I make a post and nobody comments, which is what I need to move them to the next KPI, then my post sucks. And then I can adjust my post. Some of you guys need to adjust your messaging and what you're saying, because what you're saying isn't landing to the people that are around you called your audience. It's not landing. And you keep saying it louder and you keep saying it more and you keep getting more direct and that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's almost like this. I love giving examples. It's like if you're speaking to someone who speaks a different language than you, right? Have you ever been, like when we were in Colombia, and we would get in the taxis, or they had the Ubers. To get into the Ubers, I would use my Google Translate app, right? Because I could say something to the driver in English, but I could have my Google Translate app for Spanish, and it automatically translates what it says in Spanish, and then the person can read it. They can read what I said, but it's in Spanish, right? Or vice versa. But could you imagine that I didn't have the Google Translate? And I'm in the car with my Colombian Uber driver, and I'm trying to tell my driver where I want to go or how I'm doing or ask them a question. And I'm speaking English and they're speaking Spanish. Me getting louder doesn't make them understand English just because you're louder. If you slow it down and say, where are we going? That still doesn't make them understand English. You slowing it down, you getting louder, you saying it more times, like, well, where are we going? And they say, okay. And then you say, where are we going? It's still the same thing. They don't get it. And that's how some of you guys are doing with your content on social media. It's like you're saying it louder, you're saying it slower, you're speeding it up, you're trying to twist it upside down, trying to do all these different things when you're speaking a different language. Just change the language. You need to use Google Translate. You need to figure out what language does my audience speak? And let me speak to them in that language, because clearly they don't understand this English. Maybe they speak Spanish. Maybe they speak Portuguese. Okay. And you need to be the person to figure that out. It ain't their job to figure you out. You're trying to sell them. So you need to figure it out. All right. So that automation aspect of your prospecting, right? It's you. Okay, now if people do comment love in my example, I know my post is working, and then I get them in the DM and I'm communicating in the DM. And then if nobody is saying, oh, yeah, I love to learn more, send me the link. If nobody is saying, I'd love to learn more, or yes, send me the link, or yes, I'd love to see it, or yes, show me the presentation, or yeah, how do I see the video? If they're not giving you any indications moving in that direction, then it's your inviting that sucks. Your prospecting got them to the DM, but it's what you're saying in the DM that's not allowing them to connect with what you're saying, or catching the vibe, or grabbing hold of the vision, or you touching on the points that mean the most to them. You're not building the rapport with what is important to them. Then you're not going to be able to get to the presentation. So if I get the prospect and I'm not getting to invite the person, then it's in what I'm saying in the DM. And you need to be able to track and measure that. You can track and measure that. Simply write down, how many people did I speak to today? Right? How many people reached out, or did I reach out to? And how many people did I speak to? Like one-on-one personally, how many people did I speak to? Okay, now another way that you can or like I said, another way, but moving to the next step, right, of it would be then the presentation. Now, the presentation, like I said, you could physically be the person doing the presentation, or you could do a video, right? But how do you track and measure whether somebody has seen it or not? Well, you have to have your opt-in form, because now when you invite the person from the DM, they have to fill out the form. Filling out the form is your signal that the person has now taken action on what you recommended that they do inside of that discussion that you were having. So you had the discussion, you told them to go here and watch this video, and you have the siren go off. Okay, the person is watching the video. When they go and they opt in, and you get a notification they opted in. That's how you track that. So how many people opted in means how many people did I get from who I spoke to actually go and take action. Measuring that metric is very important, because now you know, okay, I got 12 people that have come and seen the presentation. Fantastic. Well, now what's the next metric? Following up. Well, if they're on your email list, they're going to be in a follow-up sequence automatically. They get in a follow-up sequence as soon as they opted in. But now what you're looking for would be your enrollments. How many people enrolled? How many people enrolled, right? And you can see that. You should be able to see that based on an email you get, or in your company's back office that you have, or whatever that is. You can track how many enrollments. But if you look at the number of enrollments that you have compared to the number of people you showed the presentation to, compared to the number of people who were invited, compared to the number of people that you prospected, those numbers create a story. They tell a story about your process. They tell a story about your system that you have in place. They tell a story. And when you learn how to read those numbers, you know whether you are improving, whether you're staying the same, whether you suck, whether you're staying the same at sucking, or, where you need to make some changes. And then you can reach out to your sponsor or someone who understands this and say, okay, hey, listen, it looks like I have a low percentage of people opting in, but I get tons of prospects and tons of people I'm speaking to. What's going on? They told me to talk to more people. I am talking to more people. What's happening? Well, you're saying the wrong thing. Okay. So that is how you can automate the process. Okay. That is the systematic way to do it. Now, there are two components to this that you do have to have a little bit of skill around. Okay, a little bit of skill around. Number one is in the creation of the lead capture page, right? Once you go from prospecting to inviting, and you're inviting to look at that presentation, you got to be able to capture people, their name and their email. They're going to put it in there. That takes a little bit of skill. That takes a little bit of understanding what to say on the headline of the page. That takes a little bit of understanding, how to get people engaged enough to want to exchange their name and email for the video presentation, right? They want to know more about the opportunity, but I want your name and email. So that's an exchange. So how do we have an even exchange? It takes a little bit of skill on crafting that. So a lot of times you guys will avoid doing that. You'll avoid doing that because you don't know how to do that. And then you'll justify to yourself that you don't need to do that. And that's incorrect. The fact that you don't have that can be slowing you down. You know why? Because unless you're keeping track of everybody that you're talking to manually, writing it down on a spreadsheet, I guess, which could be cumbersome, it's easier to just have the person put their name and email in a data form where the database automatically collects the information and the person's just in an online database. It makes more sense for that because now I don't have to transfer from a spreadsheet to an email software. The people are already there. All I gotta do is send out an email. You know what I'm saying? So that's one area of skill that you must have, but you avoid it. You avoid doing it. And other people who don't know how to do it will validate that for you, right? It's almost like this. If you don't want to work out, you could probably call up one of your friends, start talking about how you don't want to work out, and the friend that also doesn't want to work out will validate why you don't need to go work out. And then you feel better because they say misery love company, right? You feel better because that person validates, girl, we ain't got to go today. Let's just go tomorrow. Right? And you say, yeah, because I was a little tired anyway, because I did this. And he's like, because I got to clean up. I got it. Right. And so now you justify. Now, we're not here to pass judgment on whether you do it or don't do it. What we're saying is the energy behind what you're doing is avoidance. It's avoiding doing the thing. It's either Bob Proctor or Jim Rohn that says doing at once. I think it's Bob Proctor. Doing at once what needs to be done ensures the possibility of success. It doesn't say it ensures guaranteed success. It says when you just do what you need to do, right? Immediately, right? Doing what needs to be done at once. You know you need to do it, just hop to it, get it done. That at least ensures the possibility of success. That means if you were going to be successful, you could possibly be successful. But now by you not even doing it, you can almost guarantee you're now not going to be successful because you've removed the possibility by not doing what needs to be done at once. Okay. And so if you do not create the page and then you have other people who don't know how to create a page telling you that you don't need to create a page because it validates you and it validates them, then you will keep following behind the people who are telling you that you don't need something. But when you're on the internet, you need a way to capture your leads. That is not a negotiable. If you're going to run an internet business, the business of the internet is in your list. It's in your database from a network marketing perspective. If I'm drop shipping, no, I don't necessarily need a lead capture page. But I tell you what drop shippers do. If they have a Shopify store, they have an abandoned cart automation. What does that mean? That means when you go to check out and you went to go buy those bracelets from their store and you go to check out, if you don't check out, many of the smart drop shippers have the abandoned cart software, which can email you and contact you to remind you that you got something still left in that cart. You didn't buy. So a follow-up system is in place like a database to ensure a sale. The only people who don't want to collect their own leads are people on the internet in network marketing because somebody has told them they don't need to do that. So your business continues to suffer. And you don't have enough charisma. You don't do the presentation. You're not out full time doing this business. So what leverage do you have? You have nothing. So you need the list. That is the asset. Every business has an asset. In network marketing, your list is your asset, but you don't have one. So what business do you have? You have a leaky bucket of a business that you're always trying to post every day to go get more people. But the people you get, you're not capturing. They're falling off the side of the boat. And then you're wondering, what do you have to show for your work? You have nothing to show because you didn't take the time to secure your efforts in at least your lead generation. So you suffer. Maybe not today, but next month, when you realize, dang, my leads is low, I don't have enough people to talk to. That means you now have no one to follow up with either because you didn't capture the people from last month. So you're basically starting from zero every month, over and over and over and over. That's called burnout. Give it 6 months. That's called burnout. That's what that's called. And you probably have experienced that. So that capture page is one, and then the email sequence would be two, because that's the follow-up. So the capture page, collecting the leads, and the follow-up sequence, writing the emails, right? And having the system to deliver the emails and so on and so forth. So those are the two areas of skill that most people don't have, and or don't learn, and or don't want to learn, and or continue to try to build their business the traditional way in 2024 with no charisma, with no presentation skills, doing it part-time, not hardly knowing the business, not really knowing the compensation plan hardly, not even really fully understanding the products all that great, and hoping that you're going to make, $1 million. It's kind of an oxymoron, right? Like it's not going to happen. So that would be what you need to do, but you're missing those two things. So what would be a better way? Or what would be an optional way? What would be an alternative way? Well, what if you leveraged what we call a funded proposal, in a sense? Funded, meaning that you're still going to prospect people, right? But now you don't have to create the lead capture page. What if somebody else created the lead capture page so that you prospected, you invited, and you sent people to that page? Send people to that page, not just your Zoom, not just your company meeting on Tuesday, but you sent them to this page. Okay? This page first. We're going to get there, but it's a process. They go to this page first. What if you could bypass having to create that and it be a highly converting page? In other words, remember what I said. When you're fishing, you can put your line in the water, but if your bait that's on your hook is not attractive to the fish, then you're not gonna bait the fish onto the hook. So same thing. Your lead capture page. If your lead capture page is the hook. Your lead capture page is the hook. I'm sorry. You're inviting. When you're inviting, that's the hook. They get interest. They say, yeah, give me more. That's the hook. And your lead capture page is the bait. You better have the right bait. You better be saying the right thing on there. You better have the right words. You better have the right message on there so the person can get hooked on, meaning they put their name and email in there. Somebody else who knows what they're doing could create that for you, and the person could opt in. That would solve your problem of having to create that yourself, but you still have it. Right now, if you don't have it, you just don't have one at all. Versus you didn't create it, but you have one, which helps you keep your boat afloat. Now, in addition to that, what if when that person opted in, when the person put in their name and email, your prospect put their name and email into that form, what if they were presented with an offer that actually drove them to buy something? We're not at your network marketing company yet, but we got to get them to buy something. Now, why is that important? Well, because it's always easier and it's always more cost effective to sell someone who's already purchased, right? To sell someone who's already purchased. How many times have you gone to the grocery store, or the online, like Amazon or whatever, right? And you go to Amazon and you get ready to check out, and then they say people who read this also bought this. People who bought this also bought this. That's like telling you, hey, you're about to buy, and you might as well buy this too. This is gonna help. Might as well buy this too. Buy this. This gonna help you too. It's only $5 more. And you be like, oh, okay, what the hell? $5 more, right? And you're out with two things versus the one thing. Okay. So it's easier to sell someone who's already purchased or in the mood of purchasing. In the mood of purchasing. That's ultimately what we want. We want people who are buyers. How many of you guys feel like in network marketing, people just don't buy, right? They see it. Oh, let me think about it. Objections. Oh, let me talk to such and such. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, this, oh, that. I'm not sure if I could do it, right? And they're not sure if they could do it because what you don't realize is your prospect remembers the process that you took them through. So if you're talking to them in the DM and you sound really smart and you sound really knowledgeable about what's going on, they're thinking, oh my God, there's no way I could do that because I don't know the information like you. I don't know how to sell like you. So they might see value in what you're presenting to them, but they're also thinking, oh goodness, there's no way I have time to be on social media and talking to people all day the way you talk to me. So sometimes people say no because the experience that they had wasn't a bad experience. It's just they're thinking, I can't recreate that experience for somebody else, or I don't want to recreate that experience for somebody else. So they say no because they can't see in their mind how they're going to sell it. They can't see how they're going to sell it. They don't want to talk to their friends and family. They don't want to do reels and post all day. They don't want to create content. They don't want to be on the internet trying to, extract people. They don't want to do that physically. So if that's what you're doing and they don't want to, then they're not going to sign up because your process you took them through isn't something that they would find ideal. So you have the person come in and then they're presented with an offer that encourages them to buy something, not $1 million, but something that pulls the credit card out. In other words, you're sorting, right? In network marketing, you have to sort. You have to sort. You have to separate the suspects from the prospects, right? You have to sort. So what this does is this not only helps you sort who says they're interested, because a lot of you guys will say to me, well, I spoke to them and they said they were going to watch the video, but they didn't. They said they were going to do this. They sounded like they were ready to go. They sounded interested. I don't know what happened. I don't know where they went wrong. I don't know why they're not looking. How do I follow up with them? How do I get them to watch it? So you want to break the mold between who says they're interested and who actually puts their money where their mouth is and say they're interested. In other words, they're demonstrating that they're interested. They're showing that they're interested. They're showing by putting their money on the line. That is the way you show in an online business, is when somebody buys. That's it. I can opt in and I can get a freebie. That's fine. But that gives me a little bit of interest. But how do I even step it up? How do I know the people that have a little bit of interest from the people that have a lot of bit of interest? Well, the people with a little bit of interest will get the free ebook. But the people with a lot of bit of interest will actually buy the $20 thing, the $40 thing, right? That's who, the buyer. So you have a streamlined process now where you don't have to do the opt-in. That's already done. You don't have to create the offer that converts. That is already done. And you don't have to make the sale of that offer. That's already done. All you know is that a person goes through there and with the proper statistics, with your KPIs, you will find that after so many people go through there, you will have a buyer. A buyer of what? That front end offer. Now, let's say you made $20 from that offer and they haven't even seen your network marketing opportunity yet. They're about to see it because once they buy that first thing, they are now presented with your opportunity. Whatever opportunity you have, it is custom. You can put whatever opportunity you want to have back there, right? So they've purchased and you've made $20. That means nobody who purchases even sees your opportunity. So if they don't buy the first thing, they don't see the main thing. In other words, if you don't eat the appetizer, you don't see the main course. There's no point in you seeing what I have when you're not even demonstrating you're willing to buy anything. Because what I have for sale costs money. Whether it's a lot of money or a little money, it doesn't matter. Are you willing to part with your money? And if a person does not buy the first thing, which is a high quality prospect, then they don't even get shown the main thing. But the person that does buy the first thing, they are presented with the second thing. Now, here's where the benefit is. And this is why this is more streamlined. This is why it's called a funded proposal, because that person just paid us, didn't they? That person came in, they paid some money. We made $20, $10, whatever it is, right? Let's just say $20 to keep it even. We made $20. So they paid me to essentially do what? Watch my presentation. They paid me to get access to my presentation. Now, we're not presenting it that way to them. Like, hey, pay me. You got to pay me to watch my presentation. Nuh-uh, you want to get on my Zoom, you got to cash at me $20 first before you get on my Zoom. That's not what this is. It's an offer that makes sense to them, that benefits them, that helps them with messaging that speaks to them, where they say, I would be crazy not to spend a couple of dollars on this offer. They want to do it, so they do. And then when they do, they get presented your opportunity. Now, whether they join your opportunity or not, you got paid. And that's the kind of position that you want to be in. You want to be able to get paid whether somebody joins your business or not. And that is the model of how you do it. The model of how you do it is you have someone come in, they buy something that is valuable and in alignment with online, making money online business, network marketing. And then they get presented to your opportunity. And if your opportunity makes sense to them, they've already paid one time. Why would they not pay a second time? If it makes sense, if it resonates with them, and if it's something that they can afford, why would they not buy? The people who bought this also bought this. Why would that not work for you? It works for everybody else in the world. It works for everybody on Amazon. It works for everybody literally at your grocery store. It works for everybody in every other aspect of business. Why wouldn't it work for you in network marketing? Well, for one, many times network marketers don't even know this exists. And they don't know how to put it together. So if they don't know how to put it together, then they're just going to keep telling you that's a waste of time. This part is a waste of time, but this is the part that pays you. And this part is the part that pays you where you know that it converts on that front end. So that now, whether the person joins you on the back end, which is your main opportunity or not, you're getting money. And at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody is saying. It could be for you, you enjoy helping people. And you want to help people lose weight. That's fantastic. And you want to help people get healthy. Wonderful. You want to help people improve their skin. That's phenomenal. You want to help people to improve their credit score. Superb. You could want to do all those things, but you are on the internet in the business because you expect to make money. And if you don't make any money or not enough money, what happens is that you start to dwindle down. And not everybody has the ability to go to the drawing board and figure out what's wrong and come back with a proposition. Most people will just quit. They're not going to lead themselves through or move themselves through a problem to a solution. Most people are not problem solvers. Remember that 80, 20, 90, 10 thing I talked about? Yeah, it's that. Most people are not problem solvers, but as entrepreneurs, that's what makes us entrepreneurs. We are problem solvers. We see a problem. We know something's happened. It's a glitch in our matrix, and we got to fix the glitch. Sometimes it's going to be on you to fix a glitch. Sometimes other people around you don't see a glitch. Sometimes other people around you don't acknowledge that there's a glitch. Sometimes there's people around you that don't want to say that there's a glitch, because if they say that it's a glitch, sometimes it may make them feel like They're acknowledging that something is wrong when, their business is perfect to them. Kind of like people who think they shit don't stink, kind of like that, right? Like some people just don't think nothing that they do is ever wrong. Like everything that they do is 1000% right. They are who they are. But if you turn into who you are, then that's a problem. They can identify what's wrong with you. But if you point out something about them, they can't accept that because that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing about business. Sometimes you can see it, you can feel it, you know it exists, but nobody else can. So as a problem solver, you go to fix it. Not quit, you go to fix it as best you can. If you can't fix it, then you can't fix it. If you have a leaky faucet, your husband know how to fix it, or you know how to fix it, they're going to at least attempt to fix it. To act like the faucet is not leaky and you see the water dripping out, you would be looking at the person who's saying that the faucet is not leaky like something is wrong. Yes, it is leaky and it needs to be fixed. And if we don't fix it now, it's going to get worse. That's how I see things in business. I can see a leaky faucet. I'm like, hey, we need to fix the faucet. So I am somewhat of an online plumber. How about that? Online plumber. Okay. So offer converts, offer creates and generates an income, a sale for you. That's separate. Then they get presented your opportunity. The goal would be for them to join your opportunity, but your opportunity is a standalone opportunity. Your opportunity can either sell itself or not sell itself, right? Or in that sense, I don't mean sell itself, but I mean whatever the presentation is, whatever the video is, whatever the mechanism is that presents the information to the prospect, whatever your company has, that's all you can use unless you create something. So let's just keep it standard. You're going to use what the company has for you. If that doesn't convert, that doesn't mean that this system part isn't working. It means that fundamentally that part wouldn't be working and you could fix that part. But while you're fixing that part, guess what you're doing? You're earning money from the part that is working. And that keeps you in business. My goal is to keep you in business. My goal is to help you understand that you have to find ways to rework your process such that it is a profitable process for you, even while you're fixing another part of your process. If you can create a profitable stream while you're working on the part that's not working the way you want it to work, that is going to be better for you than not having a profitable stream and while you're working on what is not working for you. And then you don't even have the stability or the oxygen to work on it, i.e. the funds. So a person pays you, they fund you to see the information, which is a proposal. You are proposing to them that they join your business. So it is a funded proposal. Pay me to present to you. Pay me, I'll present to you. If you don't pay me, I won't present to you because you did not qualify, which is one of those things that you need to measure in your presentation part, your KPI of inviting and presenting. Now, say a person does sign up into your business. Fantastic. What if the person that signed up now has access to the very same process that they came through? In other words, if you had went through Facebook, Messenger, got them, presentation, Zoom, this, and at the end, like, oh, I don't see myself doing it. I don't have time to do that. But you took them through something like this, where gave them the link, they looked, something sold them, they bought, they know that they bought, and they know that you didn't sell it to them. Then they go to your opportunity, they buy, they know you didn't sell it to them, they just bought. That creates in their mind, oh shoot, I can do that because all I got to do is get people to the same page that you got me to, because I bought and I bought again. So now as a member of your team, show me how I can get this thing where people can buy from me and then join my team. That's a funded proposal. That is the easy way. The easy way is to have a funded proposal. Now you could do it the other way, which is how I do it. I've got a funded proposal. I've got both ways. Even the traditional way exists if need be. If I need to send somebody to a Zoom, there's people in my company that do Zooms on Tuesdays or Thursdays or whatever it is. I could send people to a Zoom if I wanted to. That's still fine if you need to do that. But the same way that you need to be able to take cash and credit card and crypto, that's the way that you need to be able to present on Zoom, on video, and via funded proposal. You got to be able to get people through the process, however you can get them through the process. And if you only a one-trick pony and your show don't work, then you're gonna be on to the next thing while people who are problem solvers are figuring out how to optimize this and keep people in the game. And that's my job. As an automations expert, it's my job to figure out what's not working. How do we fix it? How do we put certain systems and automations in place so that people can win, even if somebody joins their business or not? Now there's not so much pressure on you for people signing up. Do we still want people to sign up? Yes. But if they don't, you're not like, oh my God, I made zero money today. If you had 3 people come through there and you made $60 and then you had nobody sign up, you still make $60. And then you have a different perspective, you have a different posture about your business, which is like, I don't need you to sign up. I want you to sign up because it's beneficial. But if you don't, it's okay. I can run people through my process and I'm okay. Now, guess what? You give people the link, they go through, they get sold, not by you once. They get sold again, not by you twice. They join your team. Automation plugs them into your team community, whatever it is. And then they do their onboarding process. And the first time that you ever speak to somebody is when you're welcoming them because you said that they joined your team and they got into your Facebook group or they got into your Discord or whatever. That's when you're communicating with them. That's how I run my business. And when it becomes too much work, I have to fix it because I shouldn't be working hard. I don't have to work hard. I know how to work smart. And if something is causing me to work too hard, I have to question it. I have to reevaluate it. And I know some of you guys are working too hard. You're working too hard and your hopes are up too high. And when your hopes are up high, when you're working hard, I'm a realist. Your hopes can be high that faucet is not leaking. And you could really, 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 really want the leak to go away. Praying about that is not going to make the leak go away. You need to have somebody fix the leak. The leak. You need to have somebody fix the leak. Praying about the leak is not going to make the leak go away. You could pray to somebody come to fix it. That would be a better prayer. Lord, please send somebody to help me fix this leak. That makes more sense than, Lord, please let this leak go away. Or ignore the leak and you wake up in a puddle of water in your kitchen. That's not going to help you. So in business, it's not going to help you to ignore that you aren't getting sales. It's not going to help you, and you're not going to hope your way through that. You're not going to just be more confident and believe more. You're not going to believe yourself into optimization so that a sales process works. Either people are pulling out their credit card and they're buying, or they're not pulling out their credit card and not buying. And if you can't figure out how to not make them, but present an environment where they want to buy, then that's the problem. You have to create an environment where they want to buy. And speaking louder to them, speaking more to them, harassing them, that doesn't make people want to pull out their credit card and buy. You got to go along with how people process information in their mind. It's called buyer behavior. Now, do you have to be an expert on buyer behavior? No, but you should at least know how you buy. If somebody was screaming at you because you hadn't bought yet, is that going to make you want to buy? Let's just be real. No, it's not. But if someone just casually kept presenting viable information to you over time that they didn't have to do, that the system was doing, they just kept sending it to you, and every day or every other day, and they send it to you, and it became your choice. The goal is to give the person enough confidence, give them enough information, give them enough belief, give them enough confidence, give them enough all these things such that they believe that them parting with the money is a beneficial thing, and what they're getting in return is far greater than what they're giving up for it. That is what we have to do in network marketing. If the value that you're giving people does not exceed their perceived notion of what they're putting in exchange for it, they're not going to buy it. It's just not going to happen. So you have to find a way to deliver the information in a way where people say, oh my God, it makes so much sense for me to part with my money in exchange for this opportunity, in exchange for this business, in exchange for this, whatever it is that they're buying. That is the only reason why you buy food. You believe that the nourishment of your body is more important than the $6, the $12, the whatever it is that it costs you to eat for lunch. You believe that the exchange of that is going to help you. Otherwise, you'd be like, well, I got to pay for it. Who needs to live? Bah humbug. I'll eat next week. Right? You eat every day because the value of putting food in your body to you is necessary. So you don't even question the idea of spending the money. You might choose how much you spend. You might choose what you spend it on, but spending it, buying the groceries, that buying the fast food, buying the smoothie, that's not a choice. That's not a decision in your head that you're fighting with yourself about every day. Like, let me talk to my husband. Do you think I should eat today, baby? Do you think I should eat today? I don't know. This girl at the smoothie shop was saying I needed to like feed myself. I don't know. You think I need to feed myself? Like nobody has that conversation because they already know the value of eating. The reason why people aren't buying your opportunity is because they don't see the value of it just yet. And you yelling it isn't going to make them see it. You got to present it to them a different way. You ever tried to explain something to somebody and it didn't make sense? You say, let me give it to you a different way. How about this? You give examples, you give scenarios, right? I don't get louder with you. I say, okay, let me try it like this. You know how when, right? And I try to patch you over into a way that makes the most sense where your brain says ding, 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 ding. And if your brain makes a connection, now you can buy. If there's a disconnect, you won't buy. Funded proposals can help you to make money, whether somebody joins your business or not. And it presents something that converts for you while you figure out what's going on with your stuff and you figuring out how to convert your own self or figuring out what your company is doing or figuring out whatever's going on. If your company don't have anything to convert at all, right? Whatever it is, or your team, your upline, like you got to figure that part out, but you don't have the time to go broke trying to figure that out. You need to have a funded way to present your business. Now, I hope that this makes sense. It should. I feel like I've given enough examples. If this makes sense, could you let me know? Could you let me know in the comments that this made sense? Go ahead and put that in the chat, in the comments, wherever you are. If you're on regular Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're in our in our Facebook group, let me know if this makes sense. Okay? So, yes, Don says it made sense. Thank you so much, Don. Leela says, yes, it makes sense. Fantastic, right? Steven says, yes, that means it made sense. All right. Van says, yes, this makes sense. All right. Irene says this makes sense. So with that information, what I have is something that you can check out, okay? Something that you can check out. Now, if you are in our Facebook group, you should be able to see the link right above in the description. If you are on my Facebook wall, on my private Facebook page, my profile wall, you probably don't see the link. You'll need to join the Facebook group. So you'll click the link that's there, get into the Facebook group. And when you go to this exact same video, inside the Facebook group, you will see the link to what I'm talking about. Now, what I'm going to say to you is this. This is not a business. Okay? This is not a business. What it is you've got to send people somewhere anyway. If what you're sending people to isn't converting into sales, then let's just detour and let's send them somewhere else. That's all we're doing. We're sending them somewhere else that gives us a greater chance on capturing that person, generating cash flow from that sale, and then still presenting them with our business. So we don't lose anything from this. In fact, we only have higher quality people looking at our opportunity to begin with, on top of the fact that they have already spent money to even see it. You can't get any better than somebody who's already put their credit card on the line and they're being presented with another opportunity to buy something else that's in alignment with what they already just bought. That is the name of the game. Okay, that's the name of the game. So if you don't have your own lead capture page system, or even if you do, because I have my own lead capture page system, but I also have a funded proposal. But especially if you don't have a lead capture page system, I'm going to highly recommend that you take a look at the funded proposal. Take a look at the funded proposal and see how it works and how it goes through. Now, the way I have mine set up, and then I'm out of here because we're right past our 1 hour mark, is I actually have 2 income streams after that first opt-in, or they opt in that first offer. The first offer is like, I think, like for the system itself. So the first offer is low cost stuff. Like, it's not like somebody's going to come in here and they, okay, $649. No, $19.95. No, it's not high ticket. It's very low ticket. Okay. And for those of you that have low ticket offers and things like that, that makes sense. Then a person could come in and, spend less than $100 total, right? Depending on what you have going on. Sometimes not, depending on what you have. Okay. But the way mine works is I've got that front end offer. Then what I have next is I have a bank referral offer. And then I have my network marketing opportunity offer, right? That's what I have. So that's the order in which they see it in. They see it in initial offer, which kind of sells them on the whole concept and idea. Then they're going to see my bank referral, which doesn't cost them anything. They just get to make money with that. So I'm getting buy-in. In other words, psychologically, I'm getting buy-in with them where they're like, okay, I can make money without having to spend more money, right? Okay, great. And then now they would have access to 2 things. And then they see my network marketing opportunity, which again is another low cost thing. So in and out, like less than $100. And they have the thing that they can just recycle and do it for themselves. And then all they have to do is plug in the opportunity. They join me in the business. They just plug in their link into their second stream. If they don't have 3 streams, like you don't have to have 3, you could have 2, right? But if they have the main offer, they'll have that automatically. They can put in their network marketing link right there. And then that's it. And now the goal is, even if you are still talking to people, you send them there because you got a better chance of that converting the people for you, where you can make something versus right now, a lot of you are making nothing. And that just makes no sense to me. So funded proposals is something that I have made a lot of money on in the past. I've created my own funded proposals. I will tell you this, if you ever think about running paid traffic, like if you ever want to run ads, if you ever want to run Facebook ads, if you ever want to run Instagram ads, if you ever want to run YouTube ads, you're going to need a funded proposal, because the way that you offset the cost of your ads is through that front end offer. Now you're at least paying for your ads on that front end offer. Now, whether they join your back end deal or not, well, you don't have any, you're not stressed about that, because you're just going to keep on running the ads and getting that income on the front, and everybody that falls at the back, fantastic. That's the goal. We want them to do that. But if they don't see value in that, if we do our numbers and statistically we can tell, well, wait, everybody's coming in, they're buying offer 1, they're buying offer 2, but they're not buying offer 3, for example. Then now we got to fix offer 3, because they're spending their money on 1 and 2. Why would they spend their money on 1 and 2 and not spend their money on 3? 3 must not be making sense in the whole scheme. So you know what to fix, but you got to be tracking those KPIs and those metrics. This will help you to do that without a lot of legwork. You don't have to build the pages. You don't have to build the offers. You don't have to do anything. You just take your link and boom, stick your link right in there and you are good to go. It is instantaneous money. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can streamline your network marketing business the easy way. So I hope that this has brought some value to you on this evening. My charge to you is that you go ahead and you click on the link and you get plugged in to that. Again, it's not a business. It is not anything that takes away from your network marketing company. The whole point of it is to get people in front of your network marketing company. That is what we are doing. And we go from there. You don't have to do it, but I'm going to encourage you to take a look. I'm going to encourage you to review the information. I'm going to encourage you to identify whether or not, when you go through it, if it makes sense to you. And if it does, then get yourself in gear. Okay, get your funding proposal. Do what you need to do so that you can start making money inside and outside of your network marketing opportunity. And guess what? You're not marketing 5 different things all over the internet. four different things, right? It's in one streamlined process. They buy offer one, they see offer two. They buy offer two, they see offer three. They buy offer three, they see offer four, right? It's streamlined. It's not sporadic and all over the place. It's one thing, which means that if you can wrap your mind around the messaging, then you can start to promote the messaging, the more generic messaging, not necessarily the messaging of your company, but you can promote the generic messaging that the average person is thinking about when they want to make an income online, and pull them into your fold, hook them onto your bait, or bait them onto your hook, and get them into your process where they can see everything should they move to the next step. It's just a very simple process. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This has been our Wednesday live stream for the Recruit One Rep a Day community. Again, if you are not inside of this Facebook community, make sure that you do so. Go ahead and click the Facebook group link if you're on the Facebook page. If you're already in the page or on YouTube, go ahead and click the link to get your funded proposal. And I look forward to seeing everybody doing extremely well. I also want to hear some results and some things that have happened to you well by this time next week. So make sure you share with me in the group the status and progress of your business. And I look forward to seeing everybody same time, same place next Wednesday. Bye for now.